exhale. And bring forth our Lemurian goddess, Aldine, who will bring her voice and sing and vibrations of the Lemurian chant.
Aloha, and welcome to the Honolulu Church of Light. Heal yourself, heal the world. One of Kahu's favorite chants is the one that I'm going to share today. E koma kua ilo ko kalani, e hoa no hia kaui no, e hiki mai ko apuni, e malama ia ko maki ma ka honua nei, e liki me ia malama ia, makarani la, e hawi mai a mako, I ka mako le haana, e mako I kala nei ka poe lawe hala I ka mako. Mai hoku o ia mako I ka ho'waliwali ia mai, e ho'pa kele no na ia mako I ka ina. No ka mea, no ke aupuni, a me ka mana, a me ka ho'onani I a maunau aku. Amen. Amen. And now I am going to bring to the floor our beautiful goddess sister, who is going to help us continue this celebration of the love we had for Kahu. I give you Patty Athena Sterling. Thank you.
Welcome to the Honolulu Church of Light, what we lovingly call the beauty. And in the beauty, the magic continues. This bowl was given by a long time ago, one of his favorite goddesses. On one of his famous incarnate God. I hope we can make it through. But I'm trying. I will try. And if I don't, there's backup goddesses in the whole room. So I just want to say, I gave this bowl, my goddess, I think it was Sarah Nella, you know how much he cherished his bowl. So if you all take a breath, and he always says, in this bowl, this golden bowl, there's crystals in it. So if you, when I ring it, could you feel Kahu's particle light coming to you? next, I want to introduce Karina. She's a purple goddess. And I finally found out what makes two colors makes purple. It's red and blue. And so I can understand her passion because she has that red, that always pushing. And the blue, that for her truth, to keep, bringing out her truth. So here she is, the purple goddess.
Aloha everyone and welcome. The prayer I'm going to read today is called Master Guide Kiro's Prayer for the Beauty. This is a prayer that was brought forward by Master Guide Kiro in October of 1996. Now think about that when you listen to it and feel the beauty that's already started to unfold here. The goddess crystal bowl, the Christ-like golden bowl, and the energy of Kahu and Kiro that is permeating this space and going out to all of you watching us online. This prayer, when you listen, when I say you, think I. It is written in the etheric fabric, my friends, in this thing we call the trace essence, that the one established here in the third dimension, called the beauty, shall be the greatest teacher to have visited your earth plane in many, many times. For within its teachings, you must understand that each has lessons to learn. Each of these lessons becomes collective in one, and in this one becomes the lesson that shall be taught to the mass of one. So lose not your faith, for within your faith goes the faith of the mass, and within the grace of this mass, to Mother Earth be the benefactor. I wish only that you hear these words as they are spoken from high above my own source. Within each day, each of you must look into your heart and never allow the power of your brain to establish precedence. It is the brain that should follow the heart through its own guidance. And with the brain following the guidance of the heart, each of you shall grow beyond your wildest expectations. For each and every one of you, your growth is why you have come here. You have come here for a specialness. Each of you has lived a life over a period of time, and all that you have awakened to is now being put backwards into another space. For now it is alignment with the light itself you seek. Within this alignment of light, will you then realize that your path is everything but what you thought it was. For in thinking, my friends, you alleviate the space of knowingness. Now go into your knowingness. It is so prayed that each of you becomes more positive in your own space, that each of you becomes more determined to understand the actuality of now. It is prayed into each of you that your heart takes precedence over everything that is alive, everything that has been in life, and everything that will be in life. This is the collective of the all that is. In the all that is, my friends, is the space of the I know, that you will live in the futures of now. For I say to you, as you hear this prayer, I am guided as I state this. Each of you has been birthed into the beauty for a purpose. The purpose shall only be enlightened as you are ready, and within the readiness is your ability to know. Stay within this knowingness, my friends. I pray that each of you hear this. For your guidance, I offer you the light of truth, trust, and passion. Know that you have come here to hear these words. I present to you your future as it is today. 100% of all that you have ever wanted, 100% of what you have ever thought is now yours, for you are committed to 100% this day. Lastly, I pray that each of you checks into your heart and feels these words resonate within you. As they resonate, so shall you become one with the light. My friends, never be dissuaded. You are light workers now. You have taken the challenge to move into the space called the beauty. And in this space, you will no longer be known as third dimensional. Throughout the energies of the guidance realm and the angelic realm inclusive, you are now to be known as light workers. You must become according to that which I speak. Change, my friends, is essence. Essence is love. Love is what you desire. Love is what you are. All of this stated in the holiness of all that is. Thank you, my friends. Kirael. This prayer is also on the Honolulu Church of Light.com website, and please go and explore the website, find the prayer, and read it to yourself. I do. And now for the missive for today, I'd like to bring back Patty Athena Sterling.
Thank you. Gail, do you have the missive today? I don't have it. You know that prayer, Corinna? When the website went live during the springtime, early spring I think it was, I made a commitment to myself to read this prayer in the morning before my 5 breath self-healing meditation, and at night before my 5 breath self-healing and self-healing meditation. And you know what? This prayer is such a comfort to me, and everything makes sense. Nothing is a coincidence. So my part is to read the missive. Okay. Oops, there it goes. In the beauty, the magic continues in memory of Kahu Fred Sterling. Now, I stand before you not to replace Kahu Fred Sterling. I stand before you for all the goddesses that worked with him, all the incarnate goddesses that worked with him through the years. And I stand proud to represent the collection, the oneness of the goddess light that he and Master Carol guided through their portals of understanding, and to one day stand in their own pedestal and say, I am goddess. And this is when the world will take another, enter another shift in consciousness. So, the message, in the beauty, the magic continues in memory of Kahu Fred Sterling. Kahu Fred Sterling, a master healer, a master medium, shaman of the Native American ancestry, author and senior minister of the Honolulu Church of Light, founded Honolulu Church of Light, signature cell healing, released from his physical form in the late evening hours of November 10th, 2022, Honolulu, Hawaii. Kahu Fred Sterling touched many lives, many of you throughout the world over the years, and his legacy of healing lives on in all of us. To share your personal healings experience with Kahu, please email to info@Honolulu Church of Light. And we've been getting, my gosh, hundreds, over multiple hundreds coming in. And you know what? As I read them, I wondered if I really knew that person. You know, I had regrets that I wish I knew him more. I wish I did more for him. You know, but where I am where I am, and I want to read you a short snippet of last. See, this past month, there were signs that he was leaving. There were signs. In fact, someone reminded me after his stroke in 2016, he signed up for 15 more years. And he went over that just by 1 year. And then when he turned 70, we were celebrating his birthday. And I said, I turned to him, he was, after he blew his cake, candlelight his cake, I said, 10 more years, right, honey? And I repeated it, and he looks at me, he goes, maybe. Maybe. So every year, he would say, maybe, we'll see. And every year after his 70th birthday, I would say, 10 more years, right, hon? He would say, maybe, maybe. And he would give me that look, you know. And so there were signs, especially this year. And he was so happy when the website was live. And so this is last month's Conscious Creator. The topic was, you, the particle that said yes. It begins like this. Aloha, Conscious Creators. Imagine one day when you're all done. You've done all the evolving your soul on earth that you want to do. And you will merge with Master Guide Kiriel or one of the other great masters. And we will all go and sit with the beautiful light of the Creator. We will bathe in sound that you have never heard. We'll feel the lights and the colors as you've never seen. We'll find that it was all worth the journey. And we will be called upon by the Creator to stand up and be counted as the particles that said yes. In between now and then, may I remind you to forget you and remember love. The love that brought you to here and now. Within this hour, with Master Kiriel and Kahu, you will open up the new portals of understanding to heal by and age your soul. So, Master Kahu chose this topic last month. So there was another sign for me that he was preparing to go. So everything's perfect in our lives. Everything is in alignment, so to speak, and I'm so honored to be here representing the Goddess Light that he so much had passion for to move the incarnate goddesses forward. Thank you.
So I'm honored to be able to share about the personal shares that we've been receiving, or to introduce our personal shares. I want you to know that I'm here. Isn't it nice to have a purple goddess in the house? She'll do everything. I'm so honored to manage Kahu's social media presence. And through that social media presence, we have been so honorably, pleasantly, lovingly overwhelmed by all of your shares about how Kahu Fred touched you. There are 3 or 4 social media accounts There's an Instagram for Signature Cell Healing and myself. And there's all kinds of ways that you've shared with us through emails, through phone calls to Gail or Patty or myself, to share your feeling about your experiences with Kahu Fred. And they go back to that prayer I just read, because it's all about the beauty. And the beauty is everyone and everything that's been in the energy that is under the umbrella of Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirill. So that includes this church, Honolulu Church of Light. It includes Kirill.com, and all the wisdom, and it also includes Signature Cell Healing. So if you weren't aware of that, welcome to the beauty. You're part of it just by being here with us today, and the beauty continues. So I'd like to bring Patty back up to read the first share from Lee Carroll.
From Lee Carroll. Like again, as I was reading the countless shares from Facebook posting, I said, did I really know that Kahu Fred Sterling? You know, and I start to regret. And I'm so happy that his stage presence. You know, I was always wondering, what is this about this guy? You know, Russia, Taiwan, wherever you go, foreign land, I would wonder, well, they don't really understand English, you know, even with the interpreter. I mean, but I finally realized that his love was the one that radiates throughout the room, or whatever, the conference room that he was in, no matter what country. And it took me a while to realize that, but I know. And so I go through my regrets. I wish I had did this. I wish I bowed to him more. But you know what? I finally realized that I am, you know, I came with him to ground him, to take care of his physical presence. So I was kind of honored by that, after going through all the regrets. So I did good, right?
Yes. Thank you for taking care of him.
Okay, thank you, Lee Carroll, for this wonderful testimonial. Kahu Fred Sterling was a good friend and appeared on my stage multiple times. He accompanied me to Russia, and they fell in love with him. They continued to visit there, and so many received healings from him. In the early days of the Honolulu Church of Light, he showed me how to live streaming worked. He showed me how live streaming worked, And I was on his show several times. Live streaming is what we are now doing, and it's amazing how all these years I later realized Kahu Fred Sterling showed me what was possible. Thank you for being such a light in this great shift. Wow. Thank you, Lee.
Hi everyone. So we're going to be reading out a lot of testimonials, tribute to Kahu and how he touched everybody's heart. And this is around the world. We'll be reading first, and then we'll ask if there's any personal shares. Okay. So this particular tribute was from a person named Tony Young. He knew of us when we were called Inward Healing Center, and this was on Beretania. And Tony was such a interesting person because he likes to make films, he produces these things, and his journey was remarkable. So I'm going to read you what he had sent us. Words cannot express the deep sorrow I feel for Kahu Fred Sterling. Although I know our beliefs tell us not to dwell on the sadness, but the joy of life and the celebration thereof. So I write these words channeled actually, for nothing can come close to the new life Honolulu Church of Light has given me. I hit a wave of depression after college and contemplated suicide. A psychic woman at a seminar told me my aura felt shattered. One thing led to another, healing services and an epiphany. I learned to change my belief system and became part of Inward Center. Though inward and looking inward, I received guidance from Kahu Fred and his celestial guide, Carol. Practicing spirituality at what evolved to Honolulu Church of Light made me rethink all of the Christian beliefs I'd grown up with, and it has made me a better artist and a better person. Kahu Fred predicted many great things will happen in my future. That is only happening now. Having sold my first produced film to a well-known streaming service called Trauma, and soon my current films are being funded. It is so much about confidence, about manifesting one's reality and learning one's life's lesson. Otherwise, one simply stagnates, repeating mistakes over and over again. I'm far from perfect, but I made much effort hunting down each new location of HCOL whenever I returned, and am blessed to be able to even be a small part of it post-pandemic. Kahu Fred will be missed. I thank him and bless him for all the guidance he had provided me. He's such a unusual person. We all felt, he's not like us, so he wouldn't be here. But his heart was always so bright, and that kept him going, and he got his film purchased. And that was his wish all the time, to get a film purchased. And I believe I heard Master Carol saying, "You'll be doing my films one day." One day. So, the next person.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you everyone for being here today. Here's Joanne.
This is a testimonial from Jonathan Goldman. I understand he's a sound master. Dear Reverend Patty and friends of the Honolulu Church of Light, I was just made aware of Fred's transition through Lee Carroll. Fred and Lee seem to have shared aspects of being transmitters of light. What a blessing. Many years ago, Fred and Carol of the Honolulu Church of Light were wonderful supporters of my work with sound healing. Indeed, whenever I came to Hawaii to teach, Fred humbly offered the Church of Light as a vehicle through which I could transmit my healing sounds. The last time I saw him was most probably on my last visit to Hawaii, when my wife and partner Andy and I got married. We have just celebrated our 22nd wedding anniversary, so that was a while ago. Through the years, I lost contact with Fred until I saw Lee's posting on Facebook. I still have a number of the Carol books in my library. I thought I'd share a memory from a couple of decades ago. Fred was doing some sort of transmission from the Church of Light, most probably as an aspect of a very rudimentary internet, or perhaps a radio show or something else. Regardless,
I can remember being in my office here in Boulder and talking to him and the audience. There I was, holding a sacred quartz crystal, wearing my amulets and assorted paraphernalia with incense burning, and leading some sort of group Om for personal and planetary resonance. Fred seemed quite pleased that I had gone to such lengths to honor the process. This was probably one of my very first harmonic transmission over the airways, and I know that it led to further and deeper transmissions of healing sounds. In fact, I would suggest that the forthcoming 21st annual World Sound Healing Day manifested as a result of the initial phone call. What a blessing. Though I haven't seen Fred in so many years, nor been in Oahu, I want to acknowledge that his vibratory essence continues to resonate with me. Andy and I send blessings of light and love through sound to all who were gifted to be in his extraordinary frequency-shifting presence. Jonathan Goldman. And I am a believer that sound vibrations is a very important part of our great shift. So thank you for the work that you are doing.
I have 3 shares for you, and I refuse to have bifocals, so I need to do this, so pardon me. The first one is from Tatiana. She's from Russia. Aloha from Russia with love. If I could show my heart to you, then everyone would see how much space Kahu Fred and Patty occupies. It is a huge gift for me to know Kahu personally. Since 2010, I've been trained in Moscow 8 times and have 12 years of daily practice of signature cell healing. It is very sad that Kahu is no longer with us, but I'm not saying goodbye to him. I send love to him and say, see you. Dear Patty, I send you lots of love. I embrace you with my heart. Thank you, Tatiana from Russia. And now I have a share from Dr. Bree, and she's in Washington State. She's calling this My Magic Moment. I have been watching and studying under Kahu and Master Kirill for many years, watching everything on the internet programs, including the Silver Wings of Light. I learned a lot also because I am an incarnate goddess. I read books and had several sessions with Master Kirill. Then it came to a point where I needed to be mentored by Kahu. So I asked him if he would please mentor me for mediumship. He thought for a moment and said, I'll not be easy on you. Of course I said. And then he asked Patty to come and arrange appointments. Well, he was harder than I thought. Kahu pushed me to a level I never thought I would be at. Due to my persistence, I went faster than expected. I was mediumshipping, I like that word, goddess Eara. She was on the planet 76,000 years ago. Goddess Eara was here to teach true spirituality, which is love. As I progressed after 2.5 years, my magic moment was when Kahu told me that I was honored by the Elvens to become the exclusive medium for Master Guy Barishe from the 7th dimension of the guidance realm. So my magic moment was truly being mentored by Kahu for this brand new journey, the one that I'm currently on. Thank you, Bree. And the last one I have is from Elena from Russia. And she sends a poem. It's called Reunion. We can much. It remains only to gather, sing the power of the spirit within your hearts. In the circle of the goddess of the native earth for the world. I and peace and teacher Kahu, we with you. We with joy walk in one formation, in one vision. I with a clear awareness, right, share by what I live, in which, thanks again for the gifts that they've given me, kindred souls. I'm not ashamed to drop a tear. I am light. I am. I am God. I am the love. What a beautiful lesson and experience. And it's so nice to me, after all. I am one family. I bow with all responsibility. I will join. And then it's ended with 2014, so perhaps she wrote it then. Thank you so much, Elena. And now I'd like to ask my Green Goddess sister, Susanna, to come.
Take a deep breath, everybody, and allow the stories you hear to fill your heart, to fill the spaces with the love and your own memories as you hear stories of other people's memories and tribute to, I'm going to use the word beloved Kahu Fred Sterling. So this is from Gail Lum, who happens to be here. Thank you for coming, Gail and Gary. Her story is about an event that I wish I had gone to because I heard all these stories. And she said, she says, thank you, dear Kahu Sterling and Kirel, for all the seminars provided after the opening of Inward Healing Center, in particular, the Molokai experience, that we feel was the pinnacle of seminars. Those of us still talk about it, and the feelings and emotions still give us chicken skin. Ahui ho, aloha nui loa, Gary and Gail. Thank you for your share. From what I've heard, that Molokai experience was life-changing, not just for the people there, but the mountaintops of Lemuria, we call Hawaii, as well as the world. My next share comes from Mauritius in Africa. And this is from dear friend Dagmar Pop. And she shared, I received healings on all 4 bodies, starting with my spiritual, the moment I connected with Master Guide Kiriel and Kahu during their life program on May 2008. From there on, I followed up until now. New insights and teachings opened up my spiritual channel. His way of bringing through Master Guide Kiriel helped me throughout all these years to change my view upon life in the 3rd dimension, an easy 4th dimension. A profound mental healing as well as clarity happened over many, many years. My emotional body was overwhelmed with deep traumatic experiences, which of course I chose for aging my soul. But without the teachings of Kahu, I cannot even fathom where I would be emotionally now. My physical body continues to heal and rejuvenate with the graceful 5 breaths self-healing meditation taught by the Master, and in my humble opinion, one of the greatest healer on earth, our beloved Kahu. During these challenging times, my body continues to work well and is constantly filled with loving energy. Yet now, Kahu led me on another healing path, learning to walk without the physical presence of the Master and this ever-evolving wisdom teachings. This is right now one of the most painful healings on all levels, but I shall do my very best to celebrate his life and dedication. In love and grief, Dagmar. Mahalo nui loa, Dagmar, for sharing your heartfelt story with Kahu. I'm sure many of us feel similar experiences. And I now call Karina back up to share more stories.
Mahalo, Susanna. I'd like to kind of even bring the circle to closure in that Lee Carroll in 2004 invited Kahu Fred and a team from the Honolulu Church of Light to begin his international workshops. And I was honored to be on that team to go to Salzburg. And Kahu Fred had this amazing presentation on his own, wearing his leather jacket with all the fringe, Native American, Mohawk, and presenting, and then brought Master Kirill on his own and together with Cryon. And we were watching in front of an audience of almost 2,000 people. And it was so overwhelming for me. Of course, Kahu was so poised and so professional. But after those times in Salzburg, we had planned a tour for Kahu in Germany and Holland. And the next stop was Cologne, Germany. And that was really the first workshop that I had planned for him internationally. And for me, it was a huge shock because from the 2,000 people, we were in a very cold, dark church to present Master Kirill to an audience that wasn't even as big as what we have here in the church right now. And I was so mortified that our host there, I thought he had totally let us down. But Kahu was so poised and so patient with me and with the whole team for us to get our feet under us and be able to promote someone of that stature. And so the reason I bring this up is when I found that share from Lee Carroll, there was a share down below it, and it was a woman. She said, "Lee, thank you for sharing. I was with you. I was with Kahu in Cologne," and I thought, "Oh my God, there's somebody that was in that small audience." She said, "You changed my life that day," and I thought, "Oh my God." There's so much more to what Kahu has done on this planet, and we're only beginning to understand, well, I'm only beginning to understand the depth of the healing, because it was really always about healing. And so that's just a share from somebody in Cologne. Here's a share from somebody from Canada. Her name is Jackie. And she's been with us in the beauty for a long time. She says, "I'm so deeply sorry for the loss of our dear Kahu. He was such a great and amazing man with a heart of gold. He was a teacher and a mentor, a source of inspiration for so many throughout the years. The light he brought into the world will always remain in the hearts of everyone he knew and loved most. Thank you, Kahu, for all the wonderful memories and healing you provided me throughout the years. You might be gone from our sight, but never from our hearts. You'll never be forgotten, and your legacy will live on forever." That's Jackie in Calgary. And then another friend internationally is Paco from Mexico City. Many of you might remember him. He was here to attend signature cell healing workshops. My name is Paco, and I'm from New Mexico City. I'm really sorry we lost Kahu, but at the same time grateful to be lucky enough to meet him in 2012 when I was in Hawaii to attend 2 healing courses with him. The energy I felt for 5 days in those courses was magic. Kiro was a present blessing to us. When I came back home to Mexico, I was able to give hope and relief to persons who deserved healing. Thanks, Kahu, for your teachings, and I know you are present in my life forever. And then another from our friend Halu in Japan, who has been here in the beauty many times, also with her husband Taka. I extend to you my heartfelt condolences. Dear Master Kahu, you and your loved ones will be in my thoughts and prayers. Kahu was a great man, and it was my pleasure to have known him. I couldn't have done this without you. You are such a wonderful friend. I'm lucky to have you in my life. I can't even explain how grateful I am to have you in my life. We know you would be here today if heaven wasn't so far away. Dear Patty, I don't know what to say. I can't imagine how you feel. You're awesome. Never forget that. Thank you so much for just being you. Sending much love and hugs to you from Okinawa in Japan. Halu. And then Marcia. Okay. So the last one is from our friend Marcia Bello, who is an aspiring spiritualist and healing teacher herself. She got a lot of guidance from Kahu in her visits here and her interactions with him on the internet. She's from Brazil originally and now lives in Australia. 2019 was the last time I visited this amazing Lemurian family in Hawaii. When I lived in Oahu in 2016 as a nomad, she's about 30, so she was a nomad. I had a dream to meet Kahu Fred Sterling and Karina. My dream happened. In 2018, I went to Honolulu Church of Light and received the most powerful healing from Kahu Fred Sterling. It changed my life. In 2019, I received another healing from him and a message saying, in the next 6 months, you're going to experience some challenging things, but it's going to pass, and you're going to become stronger than before. I didn't understand, but in 2020, I could start to realize what it was as she went into the pandemic. Last week, our beautiful Kahu Fred became light. Now he is working in another plane to help us to expand consciousness in this world now. It was an honor to meet him, to talk to him, to read his books, his amazing meditations, and to receive guidance from him and to feel the Lemurian light in my heart. I promise I will keep spreading the message for my generation and being grateful for your life here. Marcia. So these are just a snippet of the shares that we've received. Thank you for all of the shares on Facebook. We want to be able to open to personal shares now, but first Gail has something that she'd like to share from the chat room.
I just want to say thank you to our people who live so far away, yet this live stream brings them so close to us. Mm-hmm. You know, that's how we communicate now with people halfway around the world, and we honor them today. So I just want to shout out some names that's in our chat room. Of course, Tony is there, Dr. Bree, and Teresa, Joy. Joy is the one that would just love you and Kahu, you know, conversation just like soap opera. You know, bring you home here. And Susan Moen, whose granddaughter Kahu has healed, Isabella, and she just loves us. Also Taka from Japan, Takeli from Australia, Dagmar from Mauritius, and Joachim from Germany. So, and we have some international people here too. So we're opening this next phase of our day today. If you folks want to share a personal share. Thank you.
What I wanted to do is just to say a poem to you. There's a poem that's called In Memory of the Heart. It was written by Daniel Webster. And it's what my heart said to say. So in memory of the heart. If stores of learned and dry lore you gain, you keep it in the memory of the brain. Names, things, facts, whate'er we knowledge call, there is a common ledger for them all. And images on that cold surface traced make slight impression and are soon effaced. But we, Kahu Fred, have a page more glowing and more bright, on which our friendship and our love to write, that these may never from the soul depart. We trust them to the memory of the heart. There's no dimming, no effacement there. Each new vibration keeps the record clear. Warm golden letters all the tablets fill, nor lose their luster till my heart stands still. Aloha wauya oi and mahalo nui. I love you, Kahu, and thank you.
Okay, hi. I wanted to do a quick share about my journey with the beauty and Kahu and Patty and Master Carol. 9 years ago, not quite as long as all of you, I took the signature cell healing, which then I met these wonderful people who, little did they know I got connected to their hips. So my life changed. It did. In that particular workshop, it was it is the most powerful workshop I had taken ever. And I've taken many workshops. I've gone to a lot of healing, learned a lot of methods and modalities, but this particular one really drew me. And ever since then, I have become a very close part of the Honolulu Church of Light with Kahu Fred, Master Carol, and Patty's guidance, their nudging and their loving ways, to help move you along. So my life would not be where it is today with my knowledge and awakening, my conscious awakening. I am at a place that I never thought I would get to with the normal people and humans. I'm glad to be involved with all of you who are on the same, I would say, same floor. So Master Kara and Kahu, I'm going to miss you, Kahu. I do miss you, and I love you so much. And please help us to know when you're speaking to us, to continue your guiding us through Patty, of course. Maybe she's going to nudge us even more with the flicker of the light or the wind blowing or somehow. But we love you and we miss you and we thank you.
Deep breath. Remember the first time I met Kahu was in, I think, 94, I think it was. It was at the Hawaii Prince Hotel. It was like a Halloween festival. And when he came, I first imagined him as a tall man. But when I saw him, I was a little disappointed. He was a short man. He wore all black with a black hat and a feather. So when I saw that, I said to myself, you might have this one actor named Billy Jack. He was American, Native American Indian that was martial artist. Anyway, and then afterwards I saw him at another place at Ward, where his medium at that time was called Carl. And when Carl came out, I said to myself, who the heck is that? Then I kept listening, and I started getting interested in that. So I just followed along, and I said to myself, I'm not going to miss the great shift, so I'm here. This is back in 94, all the way to here now. Built the first church in 95, and then we went from there. So this is what I want to share with you folks. This prayer is for Kahu Fred. Healing to all, including light workers from the past. Wherever you are, maybe Kahu, I can feel your presence, and forever in my heart you will be near to me. Shocking news at first, but know this, but you always say it. I am so jealous at where you are now, with all the grandmasters of the universe, and always away from the craziness, third dimensional world. The thought that Kahu is no longer here is not the answer, but Kahu is here in our hearts forever, and I'm so grateful to have known Master Carol. No other medium will ever come close to my heart. God bless Kahu and Master Carol. The date 11/10/22, that Kahu transitioned to the world of love. When you add all those numbers, it comes out to number 7. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Aloha and ahuiho. Love you.
Wow, beautiful.
Holy smokes. First of all, it's good to be here. I love this church. Sorry, now I was not gonna get emotional, but I am. When I came in 2004 from Germany, I was on my spiritual journey and looking for a church, and I found the Honolulu Church of Light. And it's been a pleasure being here. I cannot even go into all the healings. I and my husband, I'm not sure if he's on. He's in Molokai right now. If he's on, hi, Morgan. Big healing journeys. Last year I just came back only 11th of November, so I missed him one day. And I watched on YouTube the last ceremony he had, and he talked about some signs, and I saw some signs there too. I was wondering, and I just want to thank you, Kahu, because I know you here, and Patty and everybody in his church for your healings and your kindness and holding me and Morgan in the light. When I came down here today, I was not sure because I had a bladder infection last night and or yesterday, but I drove down and I was wondering how Kahu is going to show himself, right? So, and here I am driving with another miracle. My car's back. I'm not going to go into that detail because I had a lot going on last year. And I'm looking over and this beautiful, strong rainbow shows up on the left, and I knew it was him. And I want to thank him because he protected me, because while I was driving, it was wet and rainy. And they were breaking out in front of me. All I remember is my car going red, and I went over to the left and I said, "Thank you, Kahu, because I know you just protected me coming here safe." So, yeah, I want to thank him again. And I was blessed. He really helped me to, believe in myself, that I am quote unquote a light worker, or that I'm good, okay in what I'm doing in my journey. And I have to tell you, he already showed up in one of my readings, and he's busy already. He is busy on the other side, and I just so blessed to know that this is we're in a physical body, but we can connect with him in the spiritual bodies. And I just want to thank him and everybody again here. Mahalo.
Thank you, Ashley.
Good morning, and thank you everybody for being here today and giving Kahu a good send off. We love him, we always will. I wrote a little something today. We were working on our house, doing some cleaning and straightening up things, and I did something I carve a lot. I did a carving about a couple of years ago, and I never knew what I was gonna do with it. And then this morning when I got up, I went in the kitchen and I was looking around and I was saying, and it hit me, and it says, I looked at it and said, that's Kahu's. So I painted it this morning and stuff to give to Patty for him to remember by. And the title of this little story I'm going to tell you is Kahu's Shining Light. His star will always shine with you, your love for everyone, with all our aloha. We'll always love you, Kahu. And a star has 6 points. And every point that I thought of, not because I was in the military and retired, but every point that I thought of this morning had a special reaction to my heart. And the first point on the star that came up to me said, heart. Kahu had a lot of heart. He loved people. The second point on the star is love. He had a lot of love for people. He gave so much to us. The third point that was in my heart was healings. He'd done a lot of healings. He was a master healer. He'd done a lot of healings on me. And I'll tell you, when I sat down in his chair and he did healings on me, his hands were so hot and he started shaking, and boy, I could feel it going right through my body. I'll tell you, he was amazing. And the fourth point on the star was all about his world travels and places that he'd been to heal people. And the sixth point on the star is the best saying. Kahu, this used to be, I think, was one of Kahu's best sayings. He used to say, you know, I know, I love, I know, and what was it? When I know, you know. So, just want to say aloha and love you, Kahu. And this is the little start I'm going to give Patty to put in front of his picture that I made. And I made it about a couple of years ago, and I just held on to it. I said, some things, I can't get rid of this because it'll mean something to me someday to give to something, and it meant Kahu. So she can keep it by his picture, and it's going to mean that this star will be his shining light for him and to shine on all of us.
So in the world of Santa Claus, he earned a star.
So here you go, Patty.
Thank you. Wow. May I have your prayer?
Huh?
May I have your prayer?
Oh, yeah.
Ask and you shall receive.
Okay. Can you play like Elle's Amazing Grace?
Right now?
Yes, just soft.
Is that to give us a break and breathe?
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay. I had experienced 50 plus years with Kahu. Patty, my sister, my oldest sister, had brought home this Caucasian man to meet the family. And so I was very curious about this man. And my curiosity continued through all the 50 years to know more and more about this man who came into our lives. And I had many memories, and I was thinking what I'm going to share, but I speak from my heart in deep, deep gratitude for when Kahu said, I'm going to open up a church. I felt like I needed to be part of it, not knowing why. And when I heard more and more about what his vision was for the church, I said, this is where I need to be, because my personal vision on this lifetime was to create a peaceful world for our children. Because I knew at age 4 I wanted to be a teacher. And so I've learned many things, and I've used it in my teaching practice and my parenting practice. And I feel honored that my son, who's now 37 years old, got to know this wonderful man he called Uncle Fred. And when I told him of the news, I said, he was like your other father, your second father. And he says, yes, Mom. And I remember Peter and I taking him to the Carl session as he was so-called channeling. And they were at Patty and Fred's, Kahu and Fred's house. And he would go, can I come, can I come? And I go, well, maybe you should go to your auntie's house, they'll babysit you. But he wanted to come. And whenever the channeling session started, I would say, it's time for you and Jennifer to play quietly, or you can come and join us. And he and Jennifer, this is Reverend Mel's daughter, they decided to put their toys away and join the adults in this channeling session. And the amazing thing is, as soon as Kahu was about to bring forth the message, both children would fall asleep. And then Kahu said, oh no, they're very much aware of what messages is being said. So, but to see these two children fall asleep at the same time was amazing. So I feel honored that he got to experience that part of his uncle. He doesn't share it with other people, but he experienced it, and he has been mentored by his Uncle Fred. And I'm also honored that with all that I've learned through the years, Kahu and Master Kirel has helped me in my role as parent and teacher and wife and facilitator of learning. He had told me, he and Master Kirel told me that I was a keeper of the child weave, that I would bring forth information that would help other parents and teachers and other people who are working with children. And so I feel so blessed that whatever I learned from Kahu and Master Kirel is out there in different corners of the world through the parents and the children that came through my classroom. So I know this world is a better place because of Kahu's shares, his teaching, his wisdom, and how it merged so beautifully with my own vision. So the vision continues in my heart as well as each of yours, and just knowing that from the Molokai experience, what year was that? 1994, you know, and so that who knows when it all started. But my journey with Kahu started 50 years ago, the unfolding of knowing this beautiful soul. So, and we continue knowing about ourselves through Kahu's wisdom and Master Kirel's wisdom. Mama uno.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'd just like to say that Kahu Fred made a huge difference in my life, and that he helped me to restore faith in religion and spirituality and bring them together. Many years ago, my then girlfriend, now wife, was begging me to attend this little church in Honolulu with her. And I tell her, I said, well, I'm not into these formal church religion. My church is out there on a mountaintop by the ocean, connecting with nature. That's where I feel connected. And one day, reluctantly, she dragged me down there, and I attended a service at the Honolulu Church of Light on Cook Street. I was kind of changed my perception of the welcomeness and the good and the love that one would share in the coming together with other folks to experience the honoring of the Creator. I had lost that. And Kahu helped me to reconnect with that. He also taught me, or helped me, to learn how to pray better. Not that I didn't know how to pray, I thought I knew how to pray, and I had prayed every morning. I always pray. But he taught me how to do it better. And there was a connection at that church. One of the things that, I loved the healing, I loved everything, the service, the prayer, the meditations, everything was wonderful. But one of the most connective points was when everyone would come together, and I know this was when Fred one point that he loved as well. Everyone would come together and share hugs. And there was a permeation of the love throughout that church, throughout everyone in that church, that there was an openness that we all shared. And it was that unconditional love that all of the great masters speak of. And that was something that Fred had deep in his soul, and he would extend that. I could still feel his hugs today. Of a hug that you get from Kahu Fred was just, you knew you were loved. And there was just so much myself, and I know many others, have experienced from him, and the healing that he stood for his entire life. And still, after life, I'm like many have said, even though Fred has transitioned, he's still with us. He's right here in this room. He's always going to be here. He's going to be here for Patty every day of her life. He'll be here for all of us. And there was just so much I learned from the man. He was such a good man, had such a wonderful heart. And Fred, I love you, buddy. I'm going to miss you. But I know you're here. Thank you.
I really wasn't prepared to come and speak today, but I just wanted to bring you a different perspective that nobody has brought up. And that's that besides Kahu was just a pure in heart. Everything he said was kind and thoughtful, but he was not somebody that was really out there. He had his thoughts, but he kept it close to him. And he never, ever criticize or belittle anyone or anything. And for me, I was always very curious about everything. And so I was always asking him questions, and he would go, okay. And the one thing that nobody's mentioned was his connection to the ETs. And he was a leader of the Intergalactic Council. Yeah, nobody brought that up. But I said, wow, to be out there, speaking to all the ETs and then, connecting them to the human world, and then making them, us understand that they're here. They've always been here, millions of years before we even conceived that beings from out of space are coming here to help us. Okay, so I was really impressed with that. The first time I came to the church, because Karen invited me to a channeling session with Master Kirill, and my jaws dropped because I was always going to traditional churches, and I just could not feel a part of that world. When they go, hallelujah! So from my heart, I knew that I didn't belong there. So when Karen got me introduced to this church, I said, okay, this is my home. This is where I need to be, and this is where I'm going to grow spiritually. So this is really short, but I just wanted to say a little bit.
So he awoken the ET heart in you.
Oh, I am. I found out that I am an ET.
Were you part of the command in the gym?
No, unfortunately, it wasn't that level.
I just want to, before we go on to the 5 breath self-healing meditation, I just like to wrap up with the personal shares. And when Ron was speaking, I really resonated with that, because I came in a few years before that, and a friend brought me to a session with Master Kirill in 1998, and it was called The Female Energies That Surrounded Jesus Christ. And years later, I looked back on that and I thought, well, that's really interesting, isn't it? That was the first Kirill session I ever went to. And I never, my friend, when she took me, she said, well, you want to go see a medium? And I said, what is that? What is a medium? And so I went, but it felt so great. And like Barbara, I was fascinated. I thought, this is amazing. This is like a whole nother world I've never explored before. But I didn't know, because I met Kahu right before he brought Master Kirill through. And what I felt was the love. I already felt the love. And it took me years to identify what was I feeling here in the beauty. It was the love. Because as the time went by and we moved from Ala Street to Cook Street to Halava to the big church at Kapiolani and now here, all those years of exploring and discovering of course, Purple loves the wisdom of Kahu and Master Kirill, but all the time I was held in this love from Kahu, who every time I would do something and I think, oh God, I really screwed that one up, I screwed that one up really bad. Kahu would just go, that's okay, keep going, pick yourself up, move forward, keep going. The man was absolutely amazing and so filled with love, echoing what Ron said, pure heart love, and never belittling, never criticizing, only letting you discover your healing journey. And so that's what began that day in '98 when I began my healing journey. And then I discovered, oh, they have a church. I love church. I loved growing up in the Methodist church. So when I heard there was a church, boy, I resonated to that. And I went every Sunday. I love this church, and I still do. I guess maybe I haven't missed very many Sundays here. And I'm so grateful for all of you for helping us keep the beauty open and going. Because just before Kahu left, I mean, it's not like Patty said we had indications, right? I mean, look at last Sunday's service. The title was Exit Points in the DNA. And I looked back at it and I thought, holy smoke. I didn't even think about that when we were having it. I thought, sure, yeah, there's exit points in the DNA. I didn't think he was going to take it. But I do agree with Astrid, he's here. And I was giving a healing to a client earlier this past week. And boy, that light came through, and the person receiving the healing felt it and fed back to me about the beautiful energy that she felt. And it wasn't mine, it was sure Kahu in that room. So the healing continues for me personally as well. I stood up here, I think a couple weeks ago, or even last time, to tell you about a diagnosis that I had. And that diagnosis, I don't think I identified it, but it was arthritis, and of course I have osteoporosis. Well, I mean, Kahu helped me just go into that, and to help me understand that the healing continues. And I feel today I will stand up without pain. I'm honestly with you. I don't feel any arthritis any longer. The osteoporosis, we'll find out, but I feel so balanced and so grateful to Kahu for his healings, and to this church for making the space for all of us to heal. So, with that, Kahu has left us many gifts, but one beautiful gift, and that is signature self-healing.
Could you play the Amazing Grace in the background? And
Signature self. The 5 breath.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah, right there.
and in 2017, 2018, he gathered a group of us here to update the signature cell healing. And he brought forth all of these new techniques that are so important for this part of our great shift. He left us so much, and it's such a rich corpus of wisdom that he and Master Kirill have provided for us. And one of them is the 5 breath self-healing meditation. So if you haven't done this before, there's a guide on the signaturecellhealing.com website. There's a tutorial and an ebook and all of that. And we do this now in the Signature Cell Healing sessions, and I'm honored to teach it in the workshops going forward next year. So the breath, if you can imagine, if you close your eyes, and when you take a deep breath in through your nose, imagine the golden particles above your crown chakra And then as you breathe in, you draw the particles through your crown, just like a dolphin breath, and bring them down into your heart and lock them between the inhale and the exhale. Weave all 4 bodies together, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Exhale the light from your heart up to your shoulders, down through your palms and into your physical body. And there are 5 hand placements. So let's start at the crown with your right palm on top and the left palm on top of that. Take 5 deep breaths here. Breathe it in and just feel the golden particles going into your head, through the crown, down to the heart. Lock it. Exhale back into your head and just fill up your whole cranium with this healing white light. Keep breathing. The light goes through the pineal gland, changes to white light, down into your heart. Weave all 4 bodies together. Bring it out your palms and go into the frontal lobes. Keep breathing into the midbrain, the memory centers. And back into the hindbrain where we have the fight or flight. And just feel that beautiful healing light that is comforting and peaceful. And when you're finished with that, the next hand placement is at your eyes. So take your middle finger and index finger, or you can place your full palms over it, on your closed eyelids. Breathe in and send the light through your fingertips into your eyes and let it just light up your whole eye socket. Light everything up. Keep breathing, 5 breaths here on your own, and let the light go over the cones and the rods in the retina and just light up the whole retina. Keep breathing back over the retina to the vagus, to the optic nerve. Breathe over the optic nerve all the way back to the vagus nerve in the back of your head. And this vagus nerve is like an angel nerve. It just spreads out all throughout your body. Keep breathing through your fingers back to the vagus nerve and let it go down your spine and connect into all the organs of your physical body. This is beautiful self-healing that Kahu Fred Sterling has left us to enjoy. And when you're complete there with your 5 breaths, the next hand placement is at your heart muscle. So take your right palm and place it on the heart, left side of your chest, and the left palm on top of that with your thumbs pointing up toward the neck. Breathe in, lock it. Exhale and let the light go through your heart and just light up this very important muscle. Feel all the neurons in your heart. These neurons are 5,000 times stronger than the neurons in our brain. Keep breathing and send the light through the heart and up to through your thumbs to the thyroid in the top of your chest. Keep breathing. Another breath into your lungs and into the thymus in the center of the chest, where we have a lot of the past life and child self memories. Keep breathing. Light up the lymphatic system in your body. And another breath. Light up, let the light cover both breasts. Light up your whole chest. When you're complete, go to the next hand placement at your stomach, at the 3rd chakra. Place your right palm there and right palm on top. Breathe in, lock it, and send the light into your stomach where we carry a lot of tension and stress. Just breathe into it and feel this healing relief. Keep breathing 5 breaths here through the stomach now, into the organs in this part of your body, into the liver and the pancreas. Keep breathing through the stomach and back to the kidneys. Breathe in through the stomach again and light up the other organs here, like the spleen and the gallbladder. Breathe in again, a final breath down into your small intestines. And the final hand placement is at the second chakra, right above the pubic area. Right palm down and left palm on top. 5 breaths. Breathe into this area where we often need a lot of light to relieve pain or discomfort. Breathe into this pubic area. Light up your urinary tract and the bladder. Light up your digestive tract with the colon all the way through to the rectum. Breathe into the reproductive organs that we have in this part of our body. And take a final deep breath here and light up this whole lower chakra area. We're often very challenged. And if you have a discomfort in any other part of your body, or you're working with a knee, or like me, working with my hip, it really helped me. 5 breath self-healing meditation to get the arthritis healed in my hip. So breathe in where you need it afterwards, and know that this is a gift that Kahu has given to us, that we do 2 to 3 times a day. It's about healing the self and aging the soul. This is something that Kahu was so adamant about. Heal the self, heal the world, heal the self, age your soul. So thank you so much. And I'd like to bring up Patty now for the healing.
Thank you. The music. Oh, sorry, Kahu. Oh. Okay, what is it you want to remind me of? I know we're going over time. It's kind of anyway. Yes, we are over time, but thank you for all the shares. My God, I want to do over with Kahu. I want to know what you know. Do you know that it took 10 years because our so-called meeting was wasn't really fast. But my commitment to him, he wouldn't let me go. You know, when he saw me at Tripler Army Hospital a long time ago. And then, but it took me 10 years to realize why I married the guy. 10 years! So I began to know him again more. I wanted to tell you, if you're going to call Cheryl Kilke, because he's available to anybody. You know, he's not reserved exclusive to one person, you know that. But you got to know that when you call his name, he's going to push, right? Right? You know that, right? He's going to push. And whether you're an inside portal worker or an outside portal worker, he's going to push. So his presence is not lost. Well, yesterday, I went through the roughest day since he died. When he died, the night he died, I have to tell real quick, when he died, I got to spend an hour and a half with his body. And the nurses there was giving me 2 boxes of Kleenex. You know, and I said, when I spent an hour and a half, this was soothing, it's peaceful. Wow, I just talked to him like he was sleeping. So that was an honor for me. I held his hand. I said, I wish you would still be here so we could have more time holding hands. I stroked his face. It was so wonderful. Anyway, then after that, I got this notice that I should not call on his energy for 3 days. I did that. And there's a lot going on about these portals. This opened at 11:11, right? At 12 midnight, supposedly. And I don't pay attention to those kind of stuff. I don't pay attention to the stars. Because I believe that whatever happens to me, it is me that's causing it. I don't believe in Mercury retrograde. I don't believe in that. Because that's giving an excuse outside of myself to take responsibility for my life. That's me, not you. Whatever you want to believe, it's okay. So when you call on him 3 times, you know he's going to help you, and you know you're going to be pushed, because we're at a new level of the great shift in consciousness. So 11:11, I noticed since the website went live, he's starting to develop his light body. The last 2 months, people saw him as frail. Yes, of course, to the physical eye, he was frail. But when you go into his knowing, he was developing the core light. And we watched our nephew, who's 3 years old, he loved orange. But he helped, I think, and he's been with us babysitting. We babysat him for 2 years on Thursday. He brought the color. He passionately loved the orange. I think he was trying to tell Kahu to ground in his orange chakra for a while. But towards the last 2 months, he wasn't eating. He wasn't interested in eating. Yes, we had my birthday. We celebrated at Signature Steakhouse, and he got to finish his last steak on Earth, and his last all-fashioned on Earth. And his last red wine on it, because when we're home we don't drink. So everybody's open to Kahu. When you talk about Kahu, please talk from the very depths of your heart, because he will help, and you know that he will help anyone, and honor his legacy by doing that. Honor his legacy. If he touched your heart, do the job, because the ship is revving up. You know, you can feel it. But you know, and I know that if you're centered in your heart, there's going to be chaos all around us. But we're going to be centered. We're going to be in the I know, we know, kind of, we all know kind of stuff. I used to hate that. I said, you got to tell people more than I know, you know, we all know. But you know what? That was profound, right? Yes, totally. And so this past month, Master Carol said, you know, you got to get Kahu meditating at 11, and then he has to be in bed sleeping at 12. I couldn't understand that. But he was working with your favorite people, Barbara. He was gardening ship. He went every night at 12. He goes up there to his gardening ship work. Is that how you say it? Gardening ship work. But I noticed that in Mahastuma he was taxing his physical body by going back and forth. He always was pegged the man between the worlds. Yeah, the man who walked between the world, and he did that. But since he did more of it since the website bloomed, and so I got to see him start developing his light body on Earth. What a honor that is for me. And so yesterday there was the hardest day since he left. Oh, and then, after the 3rd day, guess what? I woke up. I had my phone and his phone. His phone called my phone. What? So that's how the power of his, whatever, thought. I mean, I was amazed. I kind of freaked out. I said, no, you can do that. And he left a voicemail. So he said, I even looked at the voicemail. I go, do I dare open it? So that kind of, so his humor is still, coming through. And then, so there's so many instances where after the 3 days, I felt his presence. And then yesterday, it was really bad, but Master Carol, I finally felt Master Carol's presence again. So I don't know why that is, but
this is yesterday.
yesterday.
And I called you yesterday because something was telling me, because I couldn't get a hold of you.
Yeah.
And this, the smoke detector went on. It was like beep, beep, beep.
So there are signs.
And then it stopped.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call you.
So I thank you for all the shares that you shared about Kahu, and I know I'm trying to do over, and I'm healed my abandonment issues. I was really mad yesterday. So I got to heal that with Master Guy Kiriel because I know he's at a better place. Not a better place, sorry. He has fulfilled his mission because of all the love that has been awakened. And what an honor to have people from the old 1990 days, my God. And I know one of them is an outside portal worker. So she's doing a great job. So all of you, do your thing to honor Master Kaku's legacy and make it your own legacy, okay? So, but to all those people that submitted healing requests, we have you. We're going to put you in your bowl. Or another thing, Monday night, after the 3rd day, I came here, I stand before 11:30, and there was Kahu. His hand was in this bowl. I could see it, and his hand was glowing. My gosh, amazing grace. So today, so those of you who submitted the healing request, we're going to put your name in the bowl, and then we're going to energize it. Kahu's not gone. Master Kirill's not gone. Their light, if you could feel their light. In fact, without his physical body, I can feel Kahu better. Huh.
He's up there with Peter now, so we gotta
and I say, for me, because I don't interact with the ego anymore with him. So it's pure light that it's pretty tough having a Kahu for a husband. So I can feel him now, and I know, and because of that, I know why all the hundreds of testimonials are here. So make his legacy your own legacy and spread your heart throughout to the people you meet. You know when he said, don't shout from the rooftop? Share it with the one in front of you. And that's what he did best. So, okay, so let's all come together and let's do a healing. And this healing, I want to send it to Kahu. We have all the I know love, and make it a we know love. And we make it a collective we know, and send it to him via this bowl right here. Can we all do that? And let's take the time and take it from your heart. Don't send the angels out. Don't send the angels out. Take your heart. Remember that love that brought you to your knees and you felt, wow, I didn't know I had that much love in myself. That's what Kahu and Master Kirill was trying to bring out in all of us. No one can make you feel that love but yourself. Yes, initially he'll make you feel his love, but the ultimate thing is to share your love. So if you can remember the best time you had with Kahu that filled your heart, and to make you remember the love within yourself. Everyone, can you do that? And take this love from your heart, the wholeness of your being, and put it in this bowl right here. Oh my gosh. Take a breath, 5 breaths. The number 5 was his favorite number for love. Take 5 breaths and keep sending that love with each breath. When we came back from Las Vegas 6 years ago, 7 years ago, he said to me, I'm never going to leave this rock again. Because he was also energizing the mountain tops of Lemuria. So he now works with the galactics, more to follow, more info to come. And take that love that he awakened in you, and everyone, put it in this crystal we call the white satin. This crystal holds the consciousness that everything can be healed in love. If you know your goddess colors, put that in too. Can you feel that love, that self-love? That self-love that will heal the world. Not heal the whole world, but heal your world. And when people look at you and say, wow, how come you're so bright? Then you can say, I'm healing myself to bring peace in my world. And you know, with this 5 breath self-healing meditation, it expands your DNA to more of your truth. And if you think you're having a fabulous life now, take another breath. And we become we, and we present that. I love you enough. I love me enough to make a difference in this world. Because while the world is in chaos, we'll stand center and people will come to you. And you'll share that love like what Kahu did for you. For you, Kahu Fred, I know your magic. In the beauty, the magic continues. In memory of Kahu Fred Sterling. And now he wants you. He wants to return that love once again. So everybody breathe 5 times. You can feel him, feel the room. And feel this oneness of love. This is healing. Thank you.
This is our donation bowl for the Honolulu Church of Light here at the beauty. I would like to bless this healing bowl. And if you all just would gather your light above the bowl, take a deep breath in and breathe down your light into the healing bowl, and we bless this bowl for an abundance. And as I pass around this healing bowl in-house, please give generously with your hearts to help us to maintain what we need here at the beauty so we can keep going. We also ask you out there to please click on the donate button, and we are so very grateful and thank you for your contribution. Your donation will help the beauty here at the Honolulu Church of Light to remain in this space that we call the beauty, and to continue to provide for everyone what this space, healing space, needs for us to continue and commit to the community, as well as all of you out there, to continue with our healing and the mission to heal yourself, heal the world, which is Kahu's mission. So please help us with anything that you can give. We appreciate everything that you have done and that you continue to do for us to continue moving forward. Much aloha, much mahalo, with gratitude from our hearts. Thank you. And now, Aldi, I remembered, will help us to close with a chant.
I'm going to stand over here so that it's easier. What I want to be able to do now is to send a blessing for the beauty, but to also remind you that this blessing is for spaces, and you reside in this space. This is your costume for this life. And so when this chant goes out, it's for the beauty, but it's also for each and every one of you. E o umai ki imai po mai na na ya mai ka leo kako mai luna la mai kai ki ya kai ki mai kai ki na ke komohana mai ka kai mai lo ko avaho kia I ia ma lama ia e pale aku I nā ho'opili ki ana I ko kako no ona. All together. Noa. Our prayer is freed. Mahalo. Thank you.
One last thing real quick. I can hear Kahu in my right ear. Only in my right ear I hear him. Funny. So announcement real quick. November 30th, Conscious Creator, Kahu's death, the end or the beginning. So the magic continues as a tribute to Kahu Fred Sterling. So, in closing, remember this: you are the particle that says yes. Take your love and share it with someone. Not the masses, or you could be one of those if you're an outside portal worker. You could be one of those that stand on a mountaintop. You know, who knows? But know that Kahu and Kira will be nudging you. Everyone's available to his message. Everyone. No one will have a exclusive on Master Kira Kahu. But when he comes to you and start nudging you, you better listen in your right ear. Anyway, so you're the particle that says yes, and I want to leave you with this prayer. The last paragraph to Kirill's prayer for the beauty. And from the I point of view, I say it from my I, the I-ness of who I am. I say Master Guide's prayer for the beauty that's within me. So he says, lastly, I want to leave you with this. I pray that each of you checks into your heart and feel these words resonate within you. As they resonate, so shall you become one with the light. My friends, never be dissuaded. You are light workers now. You have taken the challenge to move into your space called the beauty within. And in this realm, and the angelic realm inclusive, you are now to be known as light workers. You must become according to what I shall speak, which I speak. Change, my friends, is essence. Essence is love, and that is you. Love is what you desire. Love is what you are. So, all this stated in the holiness of all of this. Thank you on behalf of Master Kirill, Master Kahu, and the Honolulu Church of Light. Mahalo. Thank you for your patience. My God, we went almost 2 hours? You're from the people from the old Kapilani days, yeah? From this video. You're from the old days of the Kapilani? No?
We started with, okay, the first time I experienced you was February 1992.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that
Oh,
was
table tapping.
table topping, and that was at the coffee shop in Kahu.
Oh,
Yeah, and then we went to table